want to turn your cell phones to vibrate off or mute? And we'll start with an opening statement.
Well, first of all, I want to thank the fans. Our fans are unreal, the type of support that we get. I would probably describe those weather conditions as less than ideal, and our fans were unbelievable, right there to the end. I've never been a part of anything like it, and our guys feed off of them, so very appreciative of that. Obviously, our defense played well. That was a challenging weather situation for both offenses. I thought our defense played really well, only holding them only giving up, I think it was 87 yards and 5 first downs for the game. So that was significant. I thought taking the ball early and having to win helped. The win was a factor all day long, and then in the third quarter, taking the wind right away and not worrying about the student section in the fourth quarter, but going right with the wind. I thought that was a factor in the game. Tyler Davis has been money for us all year long. Obviously, Billy Fester coming in and doing a nice job for us as well. Saquon Barkley's just continues to do great things for us. Really proud of him. Mike Gesicki, we talked about before the season started. Had a chance to have a breakout year for us, and he's done that. Broke the Penn State record for receptions by a tight end in a season with 42. Just a lot of positive things. A lot of positive things for our guys. 9 tackles for a loss for the 8th time. We won the field position battle. We did not win the turnover battle. That's probably the one critique I would have. That the ball was on the ground a lot. We didn't come up with it. We lost the turnover battle. We won the penalty battle. We won the explosive play battle. So overall, really cool. Next week, obviously, we're gonna need everybody. I know Thanksgiving break is a challenge, but I am personally and professionally challenging all of our lettermen, all of our alumni, the community, the students. The dorms will be open on Friday at 3 o'clock. We need every student on campus. We need the lettermen from all over the country to fly in. LeVar, I'm personally calling you out. Fly in for the game. We need everybody back for the game. Obviously this is a unique situation, and like I've mentioned before, we're tough to beat at home when that stadium is rocking with 107,000, and we're going to need that on Saturday. So give credit to Rutgers and their players and their coaching staff, Coach Ash, and then we got a bus ride home, so we got some time to digest this. We should have the film graded by the time we get home, and then we can get started on Michigan State. Everybody saw today what Michigan State was able to do. They're a tough team. They've been a tough team for a long time. Coach D'Antonio does a tremendous job, and they got talent. So we're going to have a great week of practice. So I know I've spoke too long already. Open it up to questions.
Coach, have you ever been a part of a defensive performance like that with less than 100 yards in the game?
I'm not sure. I mean, obviously, I think the weather factors into it. There's no doubt, but no, I don't know if I have. I think Brett Pry's done a great job all year long, as well as the whole defensive staff, and then the players. We had some question marks going into the season. We had some challenges early in the season with depth, at the linebacker position with injuries, and we just, this team just, tonight was a mental toughness game and a physical toughness game, and that's really kind of who we've been all year long. There's been some adversity that's hit with the linebacker unit, with the O-line unit, and it's been a next man in mentality and no excuses. We're going to make a way or find a way, and really, really proud of the guys how they've handled all those things.
James, do you have any update on Saquon's condition?
Yeah, Saquon's fine.
This is obviously, guys, everyone's beat up the 12th week of the season. How did you feel at 9-0? Sometimes games like this just magically get away. Did you still feel pretty good about it?
I felt good. I mean, I don't want to say this. You guys heard me say this before. I don't really want to go in the locker room and say we're a second half team, but in times like this, it's nice to go in and say we're a second half team. And the guys responded well. Again, I think the weather was factored in for both teams. That obviously opening possession fumble, wasn't ideal, but we've had a number of situations this year where I guess some teams or some coaching staffs could panic. We've just been in this situation so many times that the players believe in each other, they believe in the coaches believe in the guys, and we're going to battle for 4 quarters. And this is a crazy game. I think we've all seen this across the country the last couple weeks. It's not always going to be pretty, and you're going to have to play for 4 quarters. And Big Ten is a difficult conference. You can make the argument maybe they're the best conference in college football right now. So, we don't ever expect it to be easy. We expect to go in and fight for 4 quarters and see what happens.
James, you guys were bringing pressure all night on their special teams. Do you remember the moment with Juwan when he comes up with that play, what it did there? It seemed like it kind of jump-started things for you guys at that point.
So what do you ask me?
Juwan, when he blocked the punt. Do you remember that moment? Do you feel like that was kind of the catalyst that opened this thing up a little bit?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, I think obviously whenever you block a punt in a game, you look at the statistics. If you get a punt blocked against you, or you block a punt, that is a way of really swinging a game. So I think obviously factored in. I love seeing all these young players stepping up and making plays on special teams. It's been huge for us. Cam Brown, Aaron Monroe, and then obviously Aaron Monroe I mentioned, Cam Brown. And now, obviously, Juwan Johnson, too, doing some things. So it's been great. Obviously, those guys got tremendous length and athleticism, and they just kind of find a way to kind of set up a block and make a guy miss and use their length. So, obviously, it had a factor in the game today. But more than anything, I'm just happy to see these young players stepping up and making big plays that the team can use to gain confidence from and some momentum.
James, can you describe the focus of your team going into this game and during it tonight in these conditions?
Yeah, I thought tonight was excellent. Again, not ideal situations, and I thought our guys handled it really, really well. The fans were ridiculous, and then I thought going into the game, I thought I wasn't pleased with Wednesday, and that's based on really high standards. I didn't think Wednesday was as good as we've been the last 4 to 5 weeks. But I thought our Thursday was probably better than it had been the previous 4 to 5 weeks. So, this week I talked about it in the locker room. We got to make sure that Sunday through Friday we've had our best preparation that we've ever had. Obviously we got to have plans for Thanksgiving. I'm hoping to have a bunch of guys at my house or position coaches or local players. We got to kind of handle all these different things. And we got a young team, and making sure that we have a plan that's been communicated to the parents as well as our players is important, because they got to be able to handle that. We just don't have a lot of players that have been through this before.
What went into not playing Connor tonight, and then the same with Will Fry's not dressing? Was that something that occurred when you got here, or was that something you planned the whole way, traveling in but not dressing?
We weren't going to dress Will for some things that we won't discuss here. Nothing, no behavioral issues or anything like that, but just we weren't going to dress him. We knew that going into it. Connor, as we all know, he came out of last game. We could have played him tonight, but I just felt like if we could get by without playing him, we'd like to do that. We're always going to put our players' safety first. He had been cleared by the doctors, had practiced all week long, but just Dowry's done a great job for us all year long, and if we could just give him another few days to get ready, so that he's at full strength next week, all week to practice. He didn't get to practice as much as we would have liked him to practice last week, limited fashion. So I think with a young player like that, if you can make sure that he gets all his reps in practice, so he can go out and practice and play confident.
How much do you feel that O-line has been developing altogether and that's been a big basis in the last month?
Yeah, and then tonight, to be able to get Sterling in there and Wendy in there and Brosnan in there, it's great for those guys as well. The reps that Tommy continues to get is important for him as too. I'm proud of those guys, and the offensive line. I think Coach Limegrover as well as those guys just continue to battle and learn. The exciting thing is I think we can get a lot better on the offensive line. I think it's a young group. They're just going to continue to mature and grow. I think throughout this whole season. So I'm really excited about our offensive line, and I'm excited about the future at that position.
Jake, this was an exceedingly close game 2 years ago between you and Rutgers here. Are you surprised at how things have sort of unraveled for that program?
Yeah, I'm going to talk about Penn State. Again, 2 years ago we were at 65 scholarships. Last year we were at 75 scholarships. This is our first year back to 85 scholarships, and the team just kind of continues to grow and mature. Our locker room is as healthy and as positive and as supportive as it's ever been. We've worked really hard at that. Got tremendous leadership at key positions as well as throughout our roster, and we're just getting better. Rutgers has got a great program. They got a great coaching staff. They got great tradition and history. We're getting better. It's about us getting better.
James, how valuable was Tyler Davis tonight, and how valuable has he been this season?
He is that guy. That guy is unbelievable. He's got a real maturity for a guy his age. Handles things really well. Changed the holder situation. A lot of times that can mess up. A kicker, and he's been great. He basically told me whoever you put in there, I'll kick it through the uprights, however they hold it. Upright, sideways, crooked, laces. Of the one he kicked today that only went about 10 yards and just died in the wind right over the uprights, he kicked the laces, directly into the laces. That guy's a warrior. If you had to name probably an MVP right now, it'd probably be him. So I'm really proud of that guy.
Thanks,
James,
Coach.
was that just precautionary with Saquon in the second half, taking him out?
Yeah, he could have went back in.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, James.
Here's your MVP.